a big subject. We're going to be talking about the current state of Destiny 2 PvP. Many of you have been wondering, if this is a PvP video, why are you on Europa? Well, it has a lot to do with when Beyond Light launched. There was really there was nothing. There was no new PvP maps. There was nothing. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, I'm standing in possibly one of the most gorgeous landscapes, and Bungie didn't make any PvP maps for it. Which I think is another shame. Because, I want you to imagine this. Imagine, like, you load into a new arena. 4 new maps. We're going to go through those 4 maps today. Things that Bungie missed out of. We're inside the pyramid. It's dark. It's a bigger map. We have a PvP map on the pyramid. I mean, since Beyond Light was darkness themed, there's a perfect opportunity to have PvP arena inside a pyramid. I mean, we have access to inside the pyramid. We can go inside the pyramid. There's one idea. There's another. Europa is the theme planet. We could fight on a section of Europa that's actually ice and snow. And a snowstorm does go through there and make it hard to see. It really adds a unique experience to PvP. Like, you could have a snowstorm that comes halfway through, like it comes every 2 to 3 minutes, and there's indoors and there's outdoors. There's inside some ice caves and stuff like that where you're fighting, and outside, if you go outside, you risk going outside, there's a snowstorm that happens every minute and a half. Which would be awesome. Here's another one. Just hear me out on this. A Vex themed arena. The Vex were a big part of Beyond Light. You could say we stepped through the Vex portal, and it's just this Vexified PvP map. We have no idea where it is at, but it's somewhere in one of the simulations of the Vex. You have portals that you go to different sides of the map. Sounds a lot like something in D1. And it's awesome. Okay. Here's my final one. My final thought. A gigantic map. Gigantic, right? That's Europa themed. For control. Open. Outdoors. And snowstorm. We have 2 Europa maps, and then one on the pyramid ship, and one in a Vex, like a Vex gate or something like that. It'd be awesome, right? Yeah, that would be awesome. But Bungie elected not to use what they had at their disposal. I don't know why. I don't. Because if you release 3 new maps each season, which it's not hard. It really isn't. They have a lot of maps that they can use. Like, could you imagine something like this? but not like less open. Like you would be able to go inside there. Just for the gigantic one, there's the ziggurat. That would be A, or that would be B. C would be inside there, but there'd be a lot of ice shelves, you know, popping up around here. It wouldn't be just like just completely open. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why Bungie just like kind of refuses. It's funny how the ice just tracks enemies and is heading towards the ziggurat. That should tell you something. So there's no new maps. Obviously, we know that. There's nothing. There's no new maps. It's just a barren wasteland inside PvP. This right here represents the current state of PvP. This surface area right here, when it could be all of that. This is what we got right here. 4 footsteps. It's really shallow, really boring, and it's non-rewarding. Alright, now let's talk about the second item on the menu, rewards. There's a really simple way to solve the reward problem inside Crucible. And it starts with 5 steps. 1, unique and Crucible themed, brand new armor. Okay, and check this out. With armor ornaments, you have silver, you have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, and then you have diamond rank ornaments that you can earn. And once you get the diamond, you have the flares, you know, you have the light coming out, or the stasis, or whatever. You just, it's just like you see someone with diamond ornaments that steps on the battlefield, you know they grinded their butt off, but also you know they're good. Like, you could put up a list of challenges for the bronze, then for the silver, then for the gold, then for the platinum, and then for diamond, and you would increase in difficulty. You know what I mean? And then you got unique ornaments for the rewards. You got the same thing. You got bronze, you got silver, you got gold, you got platinum, you got diamond. Rank ornaments. Then you could have customizable little shaders, little doodads hanging off of the sides of the gun, just like in Call of Duty. It'd be really pretty simple to put inside the game. That's something, right? Not just that, pinnacle weapon, 3 of them. 1 for Fabled, 1 for Legend. Comp needs to be redone as a whole. We'll just get to that in a second. And 1 for Quick Play. You know, and there's so many, like, different things you can do. Right? So many different things. So the first step is you need new armor and weapons. Exclusive, not reskins that you could just tell the difference between the, like we got this season with the Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit all looking the same with just a different coat of paint. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not gear. That's just stupidity. Right? No. Unique, exclusive. Yeah, ornaments for the weapons. Then you got the ranking system, which they're putting in. That should have been in Play Beyond Light. We're talking about 5 things that need to change. This is one of them's changing. And not just, you don't just earn resources, you earn weapons. Like I said, there could be like different ranks, different challenges, different emblems you can earn. There's a whole lot of things that they're not like they're dealing with the game. So they're already working on the ranking system. Trials, cheaters, and comp. It all kinds of goes together, you know. You're about to hit Legend and you hit cheater on PC. PvP, trials, comp, and Iron Banner, you need to pay for to have access to those activities. Those are end game related activities for PvP. you need to have to buy them. That shouldn't be a part of the free-to-play experience. They shouldn't. And they should not be a part of the free-to-play experience. They should not whatsoever. Why? Because it makes no sense. It's the end game activity for PvP. I can see that free-to-play players have access to like quick play or 6v6, or rumble, private matches, but not comp, not trials, and not Iron Banner. That would alleviate the cheater problem. Cheaters would still go in there, but you'd have to pay for the DLC, and it's a whole lot more costly. You have to get up to minimum light. You have to provide a phone number. There you go. That takes care of a lot of the cheater problems. Because free-to-play accounts just make it so easy. And there was cheaters before, but there wasn't not to this extent, because guess what? When they got banned, they had to create a whole new PlayStation account and level up. It costed way too much to cheat, so you never saw those except for those who were absolutely toxic doing it. You just didn't see it. Okay. So number 4. Paywall. That's pretty much number 4. 5. You got to get a lead for Destiny 2 PvP. You have to. Because you could be having all of this, right? Adventures, mystery, dangers, challenges at the top of the summit, most powerful loot in PvP history, stuff like that. But instead we're getting the 4 footprints, or we got more footprints now. No, we got 4 and then a half another one. It's boring and it's unrewarding. Another thing. This is number 3. Matchmaking needs to come back into Destiny 2 Iron Banner and Trials. Trials should be a card-for-card making, right? Card-for-card matchmaking. Right? Should be card-for-card. But it shouldn't just take the amount of wins that you have into account when you match them. It should take the amount of losses. Why? Trials is the end game. It's the sweatiest go. But it also should be putting you against people of the same skill level. I could see the 6th or 7th matches to where it's it's like the toughest and the sweatiest matches. It should be, it works its way up. But 1 through 5 you should be facing people of your own skill level. You should be facing people of your own skill level. High tier goes against high tier, low tier against low tier, because even for low tier players, if you get down to them, it's pretty friggin' sweaty. For them, for high tier players, it's a breeze, whatever. But mid tier players, they're like sweating. Like, man, that was a close match, man. Just high tier players, A tier players, S tier players, and then you got streamers that are just going against streamers that are just really intense matches that are fun and honorable. It's the Trials experience. It's you go to Trials, you're gonna sweat, and that's just all there is to it. I mean, that's really just like a quality of life change is the Trials. Refresh the system. You need to care for the game mode. There needs to be a way to choose your loot. When you go flawless, you should have a choice of the weapon you want, right? But you should, like what they did with this season with the hunts, you could have the system to where you choose to exclude these perks and you're trying to get these perks. It's still RNG, but it lessens out and it puts more value at the time, and they should have curated adept loot. You go flawless, you either have adept loot that's random rolled, and you have a chance at curated adept. Let's say, I don't know, to get the curated adept loot, let's throw something in here. You have to, I don't know, let's say, go flawless to get the curated adept for that week. And they could have 3 different roles. with some of the best perks for different things. I don't know. There needs to be, when you go flawless, there needs to be respect for the time that's put in for it. You should be able to choose which loot you want. Maybe not exactly which perks you want and everything, but you need to be able to lessen the amount of RNG that's involved. Because let's just face it, RNG has to be involved because it's a looter shooter. But there needs to be a respect factor, and there's not that right now. Okay, and here is the final thing. This right here. This stasis subclass. I don't care what anybody says. It's broken. Nobody in their right mind could say that this is not broken. Because it is. Okay. Stasis is so broken. You can throw your hunter melee, the knives like this, and you could have thrown 2 blades in that time period, and that would freeze them. And there's problems with each different. There's problems with Revenant. There's problems with Behemoth. There's problems with Shadebinder. I think Shadebinder's melee needs to have a longer cooldown. You literally freeze somebody. It is super annoying. Like it is incredibly annoying to be frozen completely. And Behemoth Super and how long it lasts. It's supposed to be damaged. We're tanks, so people need to stop complaining about that. But the length of the super is stupid. What else? I shouldn't be able to get sucked by this if I am right here when I throw this. I shouldn't be sucked if I'm not inside that range. And for the people that say, oh, it doesn't suck you if you're not in that range, it doesn't. It doesn't. So let's put this here. Imagine that's a person. And this was inside the stasis area where the eclipse zone is. So there are these 2 pikes. They're about right here. I threw my grenade right there. These pikes were out of the bubble. They got lifted straight up out of the air and they landed close to the bubble. But they still got pulled towards it. The amount of pull needs to be reduced on the Duskfield grenade. The Glacier grenade needs to be properly learned where you can't one-shot supers. It shouldn't even... It shouldn't even be able to freeze supers. And here's another thing. Abilities should not be able to freeze supers. Period. Maybe people. I could see them freezing people. I can settle with that. As annoying as that is, I could settle with that. But it's even more annoying to be in your super and get shattered and completely pooped on. No. Maybe slow. I could see slow. But not freezing supers. No ability should freeze a super. Now let's see if I can do it fast enough. Right here. Okay. So if it's right here, of course, because this is my Sparrow, it's not going to suck it, because it's not an enemy. You know, it's not recognizing, the game is not recognizing its enemy. But if you're standing right here, right, you will get sucked inside this, if you're an enemy. I wish I had somebody to demonstrate. Hunter Evident. That's like 0.2 seconds, and you're frozen. I mean, so I think there should be a longer melee, like 1, 2. What else? There's just things that need to be nerfed. Cold Snap, yeah, again, freezing people is annoying, but I could see it. But not freezing supers. Or light or stasis supers, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be able to freeze them. Glacier grenades shouldn't be able to one-shot supers, and in the States they do. I do it all the time on my Behemoth. It's sad. And it's happened to me on my wallet. PvP is not looking good. Like, there's a storm, and it's not looking good. So, incentives to grind, state of the game, stasis, taking all this into account. People say, I find stasis in PvP fun. Well, that's great. It could be fun, sure. Because it's broken. And I say, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. I think special bricks should be on the wall. You shouldn't spawn in with special at all. I think you should spawn in with a primary ammo. I think it should be on a wall, and you have to get to it. You shouldn't spawn with it. I think that needs to also go back to that, because people rely on special weapons way too much, and the lack of actual primary gun skill has gone down because everybody spawns with special. I think that needs to go back to it being on the wall. It puts the value on special ammo, and it's too much of a commodity. The weapons are too powerful, and they need to be on the walls. People may not like that, but that doesn't change the fact that it's what needs to happen, because it's pretty broken. You got an S tier sniper player. That's not a hacker, right? Really good. More than likely, those 2 bullets that he's going to have is going to kill somebody with those 2 bullets. Hackers, definitely. They have aimbot. It also would limit the cheating problem, too. Because if you spawn in with special ammo, and if you have special ammo on you before you collect the special brick, there's something wrong. There's probably cheating. So, I mean, it's a long, slippery slope, but the fact of the matter is we have a mountain to climb, and that's the current state of PvP. There's this huge mountain that we have to climb, and we need help from Bungie, because we're like, again, it's one of those things. So, I hope you liked the video. Hit that like and subscribe button. This is more like a slow, thought out video. It's not like a crazy video with like, I'm so limited on tech still right now, and I'm jobless, so it's kind of hard. So, again, it's one of those things. You know, if it's one of those things. It's just gotta deal with it, you know. So if you like it, yeah, well, it's tired, but we have to make this video. So if you like this video, you can hit the like button. It really, really helps. Leave a comment, hashtag PvP at the end if you made it to the end, and leave your thoughts on the current state of PvP. And as always, this is Guardian, and you have a wonderful night, and that's all, folks.